So when I was thinking about coming here in December, you know, one of the things that came to me was, boy, you know, holiday times is a tough time for lots of people. Lots of people. And if you're prone to having depression, bipolar, or whatnot, I think it's a harder time. So when you're looking at the calendar, you know, and you said, oh boy, you know, here we are. Anybody have any reactions as they turn the page, you know, as on the calendar? I have a big wall calendar, and turn the page from November to December. Because I think a lot of times when people look at the holidays, they say, oh boy, everybody is jolly and ho, 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 yeah, and here I am. I'm just going to see if I can find a way to get through the day. There are some other things that come by. Because, I mean, when you start thinking about holiday depression, getting through the holidays, you think about all the great things that lots of people go, and it's, you know, peace and joy and to man, and this is good, and it's the season of blah, 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 blah. And if you're fortunate to have your radio on all day long at work, what do you have? Nothing but Christmas songs. And you try to change the station on the radio, and what do you get? Nothing but Christmas songs. And some of those Christmas songs, if you tend to be leaning on the mood, depressed side, don't exactly make you want to start singing. I'm like, all right, I get it. Supposed to be happy. Something's wrong. I'm not. We have the radio on all day long at work, and we have this little internal battle between the station that has the Christmas music all the time and me wanting to have anything else but Christmas music on. So it's kind of like, you know, in between people, like, oh, can we change the station, please? Drives me crazy. Like, okay. So tonight we're going to focus in on holiday depression, looking at maintaining wellness throughout the holiday season, hopefully identifying strategies to make that happen. And the goal is to see if we can make these days more tolerable than others. By the way, just want to help you guys out here. If I do all the talking, this will be the least popular tape in the tape library. This will be the one that Mark's going to take and throw against the wall. So you got to help me out. All right. So besides, we're going to separate out. We're going to say, okay, we have mood disorder and over here. We're going to go over here. What do you think causes holiday depression? What are some things? Yes?
One thing is the lack of light at this time of year.
You got it.
And another thing is being thrown back with your family often, where it can stir up old problems.
You are right on my notes. Right? Two things. Let's cover both of those. That's really good. We'll do that, and then we'll get to some other folks. We'll do the family one later, because that one's much more exciting. There is a study at, and I don't know if you know this, because I brought the copy of the article. It's the study done in Canada about light therapy as compared to Prozac. And these folks, this is from the American Journal of Psychiatry 2006. They did a fancy-dancy study, compared Prozac and the light box for people that have the good seasonal affective disorder. Light box 1. First randomized controlled study that actually showed that as compared to something, the light box was better. So I happen to have that with me if anybody wants to take a peek at that or want to see. And the people who did the study are also selling what they use for the study. And it's under $200, which is pretty amazing if you consider the cost of Prozac. Right? So there's a lot to that. Okay, so family stuff, and the stuff gets stirred up and stirred up and stirred up, and that's so for all kinds of losses, all losses, whether it be the loss of a family member, loss of friend, or separation, divorce, all losses get stirred up, because the interesting thing about holidays is that it's easy to superimpose this year, last year. This year for you 5 years ago. This year, it's easy to do, easy marking place. You can do Thanksgiving. What are we doing last Thanksgiving? What did we do to Thanksgiving? It's easy to do that. This time of year, really easy to do that. And so that brings back all the feelings. So there's a lot of loss, a lot of sadness, a lot of grief. All that stuff gets kicked back up. So we've got family stuff getting, yes, sir. We have the lack of light, right? We also have this time as a really stressful time. And combined with the commercialism, if you will, of the holiday, and everybody having these expectations about how they're supposed to be, you know, there's a ton of stress. You know, you don't have to, you just need to open up one newspaper to find out who's having their special sale and opening up at God knows what hour, so that you can get that extra shopping in to get that great bargain to tell you what you're missing out on. That is, if you decide to go out to the store. On top of that, in addition to all the shopping, there's, okay, all the spending. Where's the money coming from? And then there's just the fatigue part. There's just so much. So much. Like, you know, my reaction today on the 13th of December is, oh boy, in 12 days, all this nonsense will be over. And something close to normal, whatever that is, will come back. And we're not going to hear about this, and the Christmas songs will be gone, and then, because New Year's, although the next holiday on the agenda, and carries with it its own kind of thing, does not carry all of this stuff. Because New Year's like, New Year's. We're going to celebrate the New Year. Okay, great, fine. But it doesn't have all this other stuff attached. There's all, and let's go back, and another one of the key variables is the expectations. Because everybody has them. Whether they're expectations of family members, whether they're expectations of, you know, how it's supposed to be, whether there's expectations, there's always that expectation. We tie back in family and, you know, how that's going to be, and everybody has an idea of how this is going to be, and you're going to do this, and you're going to do that, and the civil war that's going to happen as a result of not going to so-and-so and so-and-so, and this one's going to be upset, and how could you not do that, and this one's going to be upset, and blah, 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 and I don't feel like going anywhere, so I don't care what anybody thinks, I'll just stay home, et cetera, et cetera. Add to that, let's kind of bring it back in, that if we tie back in the lack of light and the tendency for people this time of year with stress and pressure and whatnot to have their moods not be as good as you'd want them to be, that creates all kinds of other problems. Because again, you know, we like stability. Stability is good. It's a good thing. To not be real depressed, not be romantic. We like stability. But with all this other stuff going on, it may not be possible. Let me add a couple other things. Because of the nature of this time of year, people also do things that they don't regularly do. People have on their agenda holiday parties to go to. Anybody? Holiday parties they're going to? When? Right? Right? What happens at holiday parties? Lots of eating, lots of drinking. Right? If you're prone towards depression, towards bipolar, and you don't eat good things, your mood gets funky. Worse, if you're prone to having the mood thing and you drink on the medication or drink too much, your mood gets real funky. So that creates the instability, that creates all the problems, and we add in the external stuff, and that becomes the other thing. Add to that overeating, overspending, add to that difficulty sleeping related to a whole bunch of other things. And what you got is a lot of mess, a lot of stress, and lots of stuff. Interestingly enough, we talk about holiday depression, so we think about, okay, Hanukkah, Christmas, Kwanzaa, blah, 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 New Year's, and then comes the Big Bang after New Year's. Because there's the big letdown. The proverbial, is that all there is? Oh, it's another year. And here we go again. We do it all over again. So post-January 1st becomes a whole nother ballgame. Some people will go as far to say, and this goes back to about moving the holidays, that that whole stressful period goes until after Super Bowl Sunday. And now they move Super Bowl Sunday back another month. That's a whole nother stretch. Now the Super Bowl's in February. It gets later and later. They'll be playing the Super Bowl in March next year. Right? I mean, so now they've extended holiday period from Thanksgiving to after the Super Bowl. And now it's February. That's a stressful period. Other thing to pay attention to is that, okay, we have increased eating, increase in drinking, we have spending, lots of credit cards, lots of debt. It's easy this time of year to be prone to what I call the quick fix. I feel crappy, I'm going to eat something. I feel crappy, I'm going to drink something. I feel crappy, I'm going shopping. Woohoo! Here comes my plastic, bing, bing, up. Because it's okay, it's literally buy now, pay later. Except when pay later is not payable. Very easy to do, very easy to fall into the trap, very easy to get stuck in that. Overeating, overdrinking, overspending, shopping, all this good quick fix stuff. Okay, so let's kind of think about, we know what the problem is. Let's think about what we can do about it. What kinds of things make this better? In my best Monty Python thinking, and now for something completely different, let's think about a different way to do the holidays. So I'm going to get shot now by all the traditionalists. So I just want to mention that because I'm not a traditionalist. My thinking about this is, okay, let's get out of the why do we do what we do every single year thing. Tradition. Why do we do it? And let's think about what do you do? What's the consequences of not doing it? Translation. Is it necessary to buy everybody under the sun gifts? Is that really necessary? Is it necessary to go crazy and spend money that you don't have for the purpose of doing the gifts? And by the way, why do we give gifts anyway? What's the purpose of this? It seems to me that part of the expectation is, okay, we got to do. My question is why? Did I miss the email that said, we must do this because of the fall? I must have missed that one because I didn't get it. Didn't come to my inbox. I say, why? Why are we doing this? Is this the only possible way that we can say to the people who we love and care about, oh, you're really special to me? We got to do it once? So 364 days a year I can be a jerk, but if I deliver on day 365, I'm made up now. That's what we're saying? And why does it have to be this day? Or these days, depending on first time. Why? If you separate out the religious connotations from the commercial, why? And is there a better way to do this? Is there a better way than to have, this with this relative, and this with this relative, and this with this relative, and this? Is there a better way to do that? Once? We don't see these people all year long, and we're gonna max out and see everybody, on one day. That sounds a tad stressful. Tad. Right? So I'm raising questions. I'm not posing solutions, but I'm saying, why are we doing this? Is there a way, if I want to go back to what you said before about family, is there a way to create new rituals, new ideas, new things that work better, that are more meaningful? I joke all the time, somewhat tongue-in-cheek, that my fantasy of the perfect Thanksgiving is the come as you are, we're getting pizza, and we're hanging out. You want to come? This is what we're doing. I've gotten vetoed every year, by the way, for this idea, my family. But I did hear from one of my clients that she was driving past someone and saw pizza getting delivered to somebody's house. And he said, these people got it. It's like, okay, we got Thanksgiving, we got all this stuff. Why? I want to, if I'm hanging out with my family, I want to hang out with my family. I don't want this big, elaborate thing. So I'm saying, hey, let's think about what we're doing and why we're doing it. And if we're doing these holidays, gee, is there a different way we can do this? Is there a better, less stressful way to do this rather than do the same old, same old, same old? The reason we do it is because, because among the things that happens this time of year is that if you have a tendency towards feeling depressed, I'm going to do the depressed part, here's the black cloud, and everything's really bad. It's really, really, really bad and really, really, really bad. Except for the problem is that there's a lot of people who have it really, really, really bad. And when you step outside of that, you begin to see, wow, gratitude is really good, and giving. Keep expectations for the holiday season manageable. Try to set realistic goals for yourself. Pace yourself, organize your time. Let's just break this down, right? Manageable goals. What do I want to do here today? You know what? Because, again, it's easy to get overwhelmed. It's easy to make this the Super Bowl of all holidays. Easy does it. Make a list and prioritize the activities. Do not put the focus in on one day. Exactly. This isn't the greatest day ever. It's a day. Right? And a lot of folks, may recognize the whole one day at a time thing. Okay, and let's bring that in. I got 24 hours. This is a day. This is not the day. This is a day. And if we use Christmas just because it's easier, there's a day before it and there's a day after it. They're the same days. They're the same 24. It just happens to be a day, just like all the rest of them. Of 365, it's another one. It just seems to have this extra importance that people place to it, but just another day. Second one, remember the holiday season does not banish reasons for feeling sad or lonely. Right, there's room to have these feelings throughout. It's the permission part. I'm allowed to feel the way I do. There's nothing wrong with it. It's how I feel. I bought it, I own it, it's mine. It may not be the most popular, it doesn't matter. It's how I feel. It's mine. Leave yesteryear in the past and look towards the future, blah, 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 blah. Don't set yourself up for looking at the good old days. Again, we go back to the one day at a time stuff. That's past, this is future, we are here. Sign at the mall says you are here. It doesn't say you are there. It says here. We are right here, right now, in the moment. We are today, not here, not there. Because again, it's easy to do the holiday tour. Remember 20 years ago? We can do that. And boy, I hope that 20 years, no, we can, it's crazy, it's nutty. And it's a total setup for failure, depression, and sadness. Total setup. Do something for someone else, try volunteering. We talked about that. Excellent, right? Enjoy activities that are free, such as driving around looking at holiday decorations, blah, 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 blah. Make a snow person. I want to see that. I want to see the snowman. Show me. Today. Show me. Right? If you happen to live in a neighborhood that has amazing decorations, on a random night, on a random day with no decorations, go for a drive. Go back to the sun thing, go for a drive. Enjoy, embrace, go back to the gratitude thing. Enjoy what's out there. The other night, I was driving home and a deer walked across the road. Now let me note, I've never seen a deer in this road. The deer looked like it was looking for Walmart. It was not doing what deer usually do. I'm going to jump into your car. It wasn't doing that. It looked like it was looking how to get to Walmart. It was just kind of hanging out in the middle of the road, looking around, just kind of standing there, looking for me to pull over, and he was going to ask me directions. That's what it looked like. He then proceeded to hop over the fence, and that was the end of that. But again, you know, if you can avoid not hitting them, they're kind of interesting little creatures. It's all the nature stuff. It's all the gratitude. It's today. And it's a way out of all the crazy. Be aware that excessive drinking will only increase your feelings of depression. Yes. For those people that don't know this, alcohol is a central nervous system depressant. If you have a tendency towards depression and you use central nervous system depressant, what happens? You get depressed. Film at 11. Most people think that having a drink or two makes them feel better. Well, it does. But it's a depressant. It makes you feel worse. Back to the quick fix thing. Try something new. Celebrate the holidays in a new way. Why are we doing this? Spend time with supportive and caring people. Reach out, make new friends, contact someone you've not heard in a while. Yeah. If we're going to think about a reason to do these holiday things, what would happen if a new ritual became, hey, you know, I haven't heard from so-and-so all year. I wonder how he or she is doing. Let me call him. There's a new tradition. It'd be better to speak to so-and-so regularly. Okay. But if it hasn't happened, gee, how about a new tradition? The holiday phone call to so-and-so that I haven't heard from all year. Let alone good support, getting around people who get it, like here, who understand what holiday depression, what depression and bipolar and all that stuff is all about, and be with people who get it, and people who care, and people who understand. Last thing. Save time for yourself. Recharge your batteries. Let others share responsibility activities. Right? If this is a holiday time and all the messages about giving and giving and giving and helping and reaching out, that's good. Great. How about recycle some of that? And give me a gift that I wish to give me. Something that I can do that takes care of me for the day. Whatever that may be. No matter how small, how inconsequential it is. Give me the opportunity to give myself the gift. My greatest gifts that I give myself is my 15-minute nap. It's like, okay, I'm good. Usually not while I'm working, I just want to tell people. That's bad, when I'm not working. So again, it's about giving, but also giving, and recycling some of that giving energy and bringing it back. Holiday season will and can be tough times for different people in different ways. The key variable, I think, is to come up with good, useful ways for everybody, unique to self, that work to get through the holiday season, to produce healthiness and wellness, good coping, and a good definition of what a holiday season looks like for that person.